जय गजानन गणेशाय नमस्तुभ्यं हेरंबाय एकदंतिने स्वानंदवासिने तुभ्यं ब्रह्मणस्पतये नमः। So we come to sage Angiras ashram, where Mudgalacharya has come to learn about how to attain Brahmanaspati Ganesha. He has done a lot of penance. He has been tested. He has done the vratas and all that. But now he wants to know how to go about step by step in attaining the stage of Brahma Bhuyatva, that is, becoming one with Brahma or having the experience of the beingness of the Supreme Brahma. So when sage Angiras, he welcomed him, and he was happy to answer Mudgalacharya's question on the various Brahmas. We saw Anna Brahma, Manomaya Brahma, Vijnanamaya Brahma, Anandamaya Brahma, Bindu Brahma, and so many Brahmas we saw, which are all step by step stages of attaining the Brahmas. Now Mudgalacharya says, O Mahamuni, he's addressing Angiras Muni. This sutta is narrating to Shaunaka and others. He's saying, you mentioned that the Supreme Brahma, the Brahmanaspati Ganesha, took 8 incarnations. I'm eager to know each one of these incarnations, why he took them, in what form he took them, what did he do, what are the leelas that he did in those incarnations, so that I can get to know more about that Ganesha and be able to relate to him more closely. So Angiras replied, the glorious Ganesha took many incarnations. It will take me 100 years to narrate all of them. But then some major ones were there, which are 8 in number. I shall narrate to you those most well-known 8 incarnations. Okay. So he says, I'll first enumerate which are those 8 incarnations. First is Vakratunda, incarnation of Vakratunda. Now, all these incarnations are Amsha part of Ganesha. Means the Ganesha doesn't manifest fully in its full powers. Only one portion of his powers get manifested as these incarnations. So Vakratunda was the first avatara. This Vakratunda is the Deha Brahma. The Deha Brahma, we saw the manifestation of this whole cosmos as a Deha. Deha with thousands of arms, thousands of hands, legs, and all of that. So that Brahma, the manifestation of that Brahma as a personification, as an embodiment, was Vakratunda. And this Vakratunda incarnation he had taken to kill Matsarasura. Matsar means jealousy. So to kill this, now see, in all these incarnations of Ganesha, it will be to kill the asuras of the mind. They are the other in Puranas we come across, in Shiv Purana or Vishnu Purana or even Shaktis, all their incarnations were to kill physical demons like Mahishasur, then Kamsa and other, so many demons and Rakshasas, Ravana, all of those were Vishnu's incarnations to kill those demons or Rakshasas who had become very powerful physically. Means they had become so ferocious and they had so many weapons and they were very cruel, and they went about killing people and destroying the yajnas, yagas, the karmas, dharmas. So to kill such the asuras, the other incarnations took other Brahmas, that is Shakti Brahma, Surya Brahma, Vishnu Brahma, Shiva Brahma, they took incarnations. But in Ganesha's incarnations, it is a little bit different in the sense that they are all mental asuras. The mind asuras, they had assumed so much power. The person who embodied this jealousy, Matsarasur, he had assumed such intensity of ferociousness of that jealousy that he became an embodiment of jealousy, an asura, a demon of jealousy. So that Matsarasur, to kill that Matsarasur, Vakratunda incarnated. He came riding on a lion. Then the second incarnation was that of Ekadanta. Ekadanta, he came riding on a Mushaka, that is a rat, and he was the embodiment of the Dehi Brahma. The Dehi Brahma, the soul Brahma. So Dehi Brahma, the Atma of the Brahma, that Brahma embodied by Ganesha, he came to kill Madasura. Madasura is the Asura of intoxication, intoxicated by all kinds of vices. Okay? Whether it is intoxication by liquor, drugs, alcohol, women, everything, all kinds of bad habits. Madasura, intoxication. Even pride is a kind of an intoxication. Pride, intoxicated with pride. Then, so to kill this asura, Madasura, Ekadanta incarnated. Then the third incarnation was Mahodara. Mahodara incarnated riding on a rat. Again, Mushaka was his vehicle. He came riding on a vehicle to kill Mohasura. Mohasura is delusion, illusions of the mind. So Mohasura, who had assumed he had fantasies and he had become the embodiment of that fantastic world or universe that he has created, to kill that asura, the Jnana Brahma, the knowledge, that is, illusion is a kind of ignorance. Deluded, the mind gets deluded. So a Jnana Brahma had to incarnate, which Ganesha incarnated from Jnana Brahma, riding on a Mushak. That was the incarnation of Mahodara. The fourth incarnation was Gajanana. He was the Sankhya Brahma, the atomic, the minutest particle of Brahma, embodiment of that, who grants siddhis to philosophers and also to those who do penance to attain siddhis, who do tapas to do attain siddhis. Siddhis are powers, certain powers like being able to fly, becoming as light as a feather, being able to becoming heavy, Anima, Mahima, Garima, all those Ashtasiddhi, which Hanuman had. Ashtasiddhi Navanidike Data, Asavaradina Janaki Mata, which Janaki Mata had bestowed upon Hanuman. So those all Siddhis, various kinds of Siddhis. For that, Gajanana incarnated as from Sankhya Brahma to kill Lobhasura. Lobhasura was an asura who was to be killed, and Lobhasura means greed, the asura of greed. So by out of greed, you keep accumulating, wanting more and more and more and more of those things. So for that, Gajanana incarnated to kill Lobhasura. Then the fifth incarnation was Lambodara. Lambodara manifested out of Shakti Brahma. Shakti Brahma is Shakti, Adi Shaktis, where she has the Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Jnana Shakti. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Jnana Shakti. All this together manifested in the form of Lambodara to kill Krodhasura. Krodhasura is the asura of anger, embodiment of anger. Imagine anger assuming such extreme proportions of an embodiment. That was Krodhasura. So to kill him, Ganesha took the incarnation of Lambodara. He also came on riding on a Mushak, that is rat. Then the sixth incarnation was that of Vikata. Vikata incarnated from Saura Brahma. Saura Brahma, Surya Brahma. So from Surya Brahma, Vikata incarnated to kill Kamasura. Kamasura is lust. Lust for sex, for promise, for all kinds of desires, excessive desires. So this to kill this Kamasura, he came riding on a peacock. Saura Brahma, Surya Brahma came incarnated as Vikata to kill Kamasura. Then the seventh incarnation was that of Vignaraja. Vignaraja was the embodiment of the combined embodiment of Brahma and Vishnu. Brahma and Vishnu are, Brahma is a creator, Vishnu is a sustainer. So both of them together are required for this existence of this world, for continuity of this world. So that the power together of Brahma and Vishnu incarnated as Vignaraja, Ganesha incarnated as Vignaraja to kill Mamasura. Mamasura is the asura where I, me, mine, everything is mine. That is, I becomes very strong, dominant, and it creates havoc in the world. So to kill that Mamasura, it had he had assumed judgment. And imagine, all these asuras are not just one individual. They had become so powerful. They had conquered the earth, the Swargaloka, and the Pataloka. Everything they had conquered. Means that much powerful they had become. So that is why the Supreme Being himself had to incarnate as these incarnations. Then the last Asura, that is the eighth incarnation. It's not the last, there were several incarnations, but these are the major ones. The eighth incarnation was that of Dhumravarna. Dhumravarna, smoke colored, and naturally, so he was a personification of Shiva Brahma. Shiva Brahma incarnated, again he came on a Mushak and killed the Ahamasura. Ahamasura or Ahankarasura, or he's also called Abhimanasura, that is arrogance. The ego becomes so strong and it reaches the proportion of arrogance. The person becomes arrogant. So that asura, to kill that asura, Dhumravarna incarnated. So these were the 8 major incarnations of Ganesha, the supreme Ganesha, Brahmanaspati Ganesha. And these when they incarnated for these asuras, naturally, these big asuras had a number of others asuras also under them, part of their army, part of their friends. So those were also killed in these incarnations. So Matsarasura, it breeds jealousy. Then Mohasura, infatuation, or it assumes a demonic quality of delusion, creating a parallel universe. Lobhasura, greed. Krodhasura, anger. Kamasura, demonic quality of lust, which creates havoc in a person's life. Mamasura is that of the I, me, mine, or possessiveness, excessive possessiveness. Abhimanasura or Ahankarasura, Ahamasura, this is the demonic quality of excess pride. Pride or arrogance or self-conceit. So the Swanandavasi Ganesha, the Lord who resides in Swananda, assumed these forms and he came riding on various vahanas. Now the vahanas are also very much suited according to the nature of the asura. So he came on a peacock, on a lion, on Mushaka. Most of it is on Mushaka. Why Mushaka? Mushaka is a rat, right? What is the function of a rat? How does a rat function? It is very quiet. It's very stealthily. It comes and steals everything and goes away. Just like the Trojan horse, it comes and gnaws at the thing. It can even keep on eroding your. It comes. It's underground. It could be into the house. It will gnaw away at a thing. Wood. It could be even metal. Through its nails and through its teeth, it can gnaw. Slowly, it will erode it completely. That thing will vanish. Means it is a stealthy kind of a creature. It comes and steals your things away. So that is a vahana. Ganesha rides on that vahana, means he has control over that vehicle also. He has control over that vehicle, and riding on that vehicle, he will come and he comes and kills these asuras. And most of these asuras these characters are all very stealthy kind of a character. You know, it's greed, jealousy, all these things. Lobhasura, for Lobhasura, sorry, for the Krodhasura, he comes on a peacock. Whereas the others, it is all Mushaka. So very stealthily, these qualities, these mental defect, mental problems, or mental asuras, demons of the mind, they steal away your peace. They totally erode and take away your peace, joys, wealth, happiness. So that is why the Mushaka is the Vahana. So then finally, after killing these asuras, the Ganesha goes into a state of silence. He gives a peace, silence, which is found in the service, and in a state of samadhi. Yogis try to attain this state of peace in samadhi. Samadhi is it's a state of consciousness where you have no connections to any material things. But we may take the use of material objects as tools to get to that level, but it is used as a tool to uplift us, uplift. That is Swata Uttana, and Parata Uttana also. So this is how the various incarnations of Ganesha take place. And then Angiras Muni is telling, I will tell you each one of these incarnations in detail. And I feel blessed that I have got a student like you, because when Ganesha blessed me with the boon that he will incarnate in my house in response to our penance of thousands of years, he had said that I will incarnate, I will send as an ansh incarnation, a part incarnation. I will see that in your lineage, there are several Ganapatyas. Ganapatyas are devotees of Ganesha, means intense devotees, very devoted only to Ganesha. So I will see that in your lineage are born several Ganapatyas, and one among them would be Mudgala, who will be the Shrestha, the best of the Ganapatyas, and he will be known as Mudgal, and he will be in your lineage, and he, mere looking at him or being in his presence or listening to him, or even the wind blowing from his body will uplift any person coming into contact with him. That is the kind of blessing Mudgalacharya had received from Ganesha himself. So Ganesha had given the boon to Angiras Muni that this Mudgala will incarnate in your lineage. So Angiras is telling Mudgalacharya these things. See, I'm blessed to have you in my lineage. And I'm so blessed that you will be carrying the Ganapatya tradition forward. So naturally Mudgala was overcome with emotion on hearing all this, so blessed that he is to be in the presence of such a great rishi. And he also, and then Angiras Rishi initiates Mudgalacharya into the single lettered syllable mantra of Ganesha. Om Gang Ganapate Namaha. Gang. Gang. Gang, you must pronounce with a gang at the roof of your palate. So Gang Ganapate Namaha, that was the Ekakshara mantra given by Gang. Gang is a single lettered syllable mantra. So that mantra was Mudgalacharya was initiated by Angiras Muni, and then after taking that mantra diksha, he went to the forest and began meditating, observing severe austerities on Ganesha. So after bowing down humbly to Angiras Muni, Mudgala goes to the forest. He goes to a place, the place where, in the forest where he meditated, it was called Adokshetra, Adosha Kshetra. Adosha Kshetra means that Kshetra or that pilgrimage center which is without any dosha, that is without any blemish. There is no blemish. It is absolutely pure. So he goes, and for 1,000 divine years, he prayed there. He chanted that mantra, Maha Mantra, Ekakshara mantra. And then Ganesha manifests before him, and he comes riding on a he comes riding on his favorite vehicle of Mushaka, accompanied by Siddhi and Buddhi, Chatur Bhuja, with a trunk with all kinds of adornments. And he is there with Amoda, Pramoda. Pramoda and Amoda are the Alakshalabha. Those are his sons, and other Ganas. Such a Gajavadana Mahodara, he manifested with a single tusk. He manifests before with a Chintamani jewel in his heart, manifests before Mudgalacharya. Mudgalacharya is overwhelmed with this sight of Ganesha in his full glory, with his full entourage, you can say, with his full family, with his full glory, Siddhi, Buddhi. And he says, "Oh, fortunate Mudgala, I'm pleased with the japa which you have received from Angiras Muni. And I ask for anything that you want, I'll grant you a boon." So Sutta is narrating all this to Shaunaka and other munis who are sitting in front of him, of how Mudgala was narrating his own story to Daksha Prajapati, and how he had received in a single letter syllable mantra from his guru Angiras Muni, who was his own father. And then Sutta says, telling Mudgala was overjoyed. He was dancing in joy. Tears flowed from his eyes, and he says to Ganesha, "My parents, my lineage, my birth, my knowledge, my penance, my tapas, all have become blessed by your mere darshan. In fact, this whole ashram of birds, animals, rivers, trees, fruits, flowers, all have become blessed by your presence, by your arrival in this place." So, with these words of joy, he then goes on to extol Ganesha. He sings a stotra in praise of Ganesha, which we shall see in the next class. So, this ends the chapter 20 of the first khand, first part of the Mudgal Puran, between the dialogue between Ganesha and Mudgala, or the meeting of Ganesha and Mudgala. Let us meditate. As we realize that the supreme divine being has his eyes, ears, and nose. I mean, he has his entire faculties on us. He is taking care of us in whatever way, in whatever situation the world may be in. This is evidenced by the incarnations of Ganesha to even take care of all our mental diseases, mental problems, which may assume gigantic proportions as it had been in the past. So, with these feelings of being blessed that we are not alone, let us sit in meditation for the next half hour. Gather all your thoughts and bring it on yourself. Feet firmly planted on the floor. Feel the sensation of the ground beneath your feet so that you're grounded. Spine erect, body relaxed, hands on your laps, palms facing upwards, eyes gently closed. Put a gentle smile on your lips, on your face. Relax your muscles and put all your attention on yourself. Relax into your body. Scan your body to see if there's any tension somewhere in your arms or legs or your abdomen or your face muscles or anywhere in the body. Relax. Relax all the tension from your body. Breathe in and breathe out all that tension away. Exhale and release all the stress from your body. Bring your full attention to the breath as you inhale Feel the prana vayu, the life force, nourish each cell in your body. As you relax and be fully present in your body. Bring back that wandering mind into your body. See yourself seated. And your attention within. This is your time. There can be no distractions from the mind. All else can wait. This is the time you have decided to be with yourself. Be in touch with your inner core. How strong is that inner core? Is it, are you convinced of the strength within, or do you want to appear saintly, superior, to gain the approval and acceptance of the world around you, of the people, of the society around you, of the community where you belong? Do you feel that inner strength, or is it an appearance to be saintly? Or appearance of strength to feel good before others? On a scale of 1 to 10, how truthful do you feel about yourself as being you? the real you, who you know to be you are. Are you in touch or familiar with what you really are? The real test comes when you're faced in situations that requires you to exhibit that strength. Whether that inner strength comes forward to help you in such situation or it fails you. Dig deep. Dig deep within your memory bank. Fish out for those instances when you failed yourself. Allow that anger, allow that hatred for yourself to surface to your consciousness. Allow the bitterness of that moment that you buried. Allow it to surface. Allow that feeling of aggression you felt, which you couldn't express. Feel that feeling of aggression right now of some events that took place in the past. Exhale the energy of that pent up emotion and release it into the ether. Sometimes we hold it on as that feeling gives us power. I prefer to be aggressive, critical, rebellious, and even stubborn. We want to hold on to these emotions in those events as it gives us a sense of power, as if we would give way to it, we would look vulnerable, we would look powerless, or those events are controlling you. You feel controlled. So you don't vent out these emotions, as suppressing them gives you power. Do you feel that? Feel the heaviness of that burden that you've been carrying. Recollect an event a situation where you knew that you were being manipulated, where you knew that you were being tricked, being sabotaged, and still you chose to keep quiet? Was it pride? Was it a fear of being vulnerable? Was it the feeling of being appearing to be weak? Where was that inner core strength that you had? That couldn't surface at that moment when you needed it the most. Look deep within yourself, in all those nooks and corners that's holding those suppressed emotions within you. You are embodying those emotions, that suppressed anger, that suppressed jealousy, was it because you couldn't face yourself? Was the embarrassment too strong to face at that moment? If only, if only you had taken a step back and looked at it as if from a third person, distanced yourself from that emotion, it would have been easier to handle. Just as much as today, when you look at that event, you realize it could have been, it is easy to, it should have been handled better. It could have handled it better. Don't you think so? Time and distance heals. But the real healing, but the real cure, the real remedy, the real change, transformation happens at that moment. At that moment when your hand is in the fire, when you are literally in that fire, it's then that the presence of mind, the action that you take, the response rather than the reaction, that makes all the difference. Even now, that transformation, that change can happen only in the heat of the moment. Gold from the iron from that ore can be extracted only when it's hot. The rock has to go through that fire to extract pure gold. So also, if your inner essence, your inner values that you hold on, if it has to surface to consciousness, you need to be present in the moment, here and now. So now, if that value has to surface over and above all those negative reactions, all the other reactions which expressed or suppressed, if the values have to rise above it, you need to detach from the energy of those responses or reactions or those emotions. Being in it will not allow the values to be expressed. Watching it as an observer, as a witness, as your role in the stage of life. As Shakespeare said, this whole world is a stage, and each one are actors. Each one brings to the table all those emotions deeply hidden within ourselves. If we are to transform, if we are to change that generational habits, that generational inheritance that we have been following over ages, and today which has become unacceptable to us. But we are helplessly following them. We need to awake and be courageously stronger than that burden that we carry, to bring about the change that we desire. We have to be the change to bring that change. We can't merely desire for peace and engage in war. That battle is within you, within each one of us. Each one's battle is different. We all are facing different battles in different areas of our life. at different stages in our life. Let us allow the peace within to manifest. Let us be firm and strong in our conviction of what we need to bring forth in these trying circumstances. Be grounded in your conviction and take necessary action. With these thoughts, bring your full attention on yourself. Forgive yourself for not being able to be in that kind of response that you would have preferred to be in. Forgive yourself for responding differently. Come to accept yourself and be fully awake and present to yourself. And may you be able to get the courage and conviction to deal things differently the next time. Practice this breathing, this meditation, being fully present with yourself every day, even for a few minutes. It will take you a long way to deal with more difficult situations. Let us thank the Lord, the Supreme Being, whoever is your favorite deity, to have given the strength to look within us, to confront our own selves, to confront our own deepest weaknesses and the inherent strength inbuilt within us that needs opportunities to surface, that needs expression, that needs courage and conviction. Let us express our gratitude for enabling us the strength, for giving us the strength to face ourselves squarely. May you be at peace now and henceforth. Remain in silence for a few minutes. This silence, this peace will spread around you, to the world around you. Let it be so infectious that it spreads far and wide. Slowly wriggle your fingers and your toes. Rub your hands together. Cup your palms and place it over your eyes. Slowly rub your hands across your face. And when you're ready, when you're totally ready, gently open your eyes.
We have 8 minutes.
Yes.